Good news, everyone. Bitcoin is green today. And if you guys have stuck around watching these videos and stuck around in the markets, I would say you guys have a good chance of making it this cycle simply because this market has taken the patience out of everyone. And if you've managed to stay interested and stay invested, then you've got a good shot at making it, because I do think we're very close to seeing fireworks here. Now, Bitcoin, yes, has reclaimed a liquidity zone. We tested these past 3 liquidity zones I've talked about. And yeah, we have another one here in case this low doesn't hold. If this low does not hold, then we're going down to about 101. And that'll be the last line of defense before the chart gets uglier. So we really don't want to see that. And as of right now, we are not seeing that. We are seeing potentially the reversal to take us to the next target at about 130,000 right there, and potentially to 147. So Bitcoin is looking really good. And if we take a look at the index, the Bitcoin index, we can see that October historically tends to be a very, very good month with mostly green months. It doesn't mean this time has to repeat, but the probabilities are on our side that we're going to see a green October. And not only that, we're also most likely going to see a green November. And then it's a toss up for December, because on key years, and key years are the end of the cycle. You can see here 2017, very green. And then the other one was 2021. You can see there we got a red one. So what we're looking for here is a 2017 style. And doesn't mean we're going to get it, but we only have 3 months left in the year, and we haven't really had alt seasons. So I would imagine alt season would last at the very least 3 months, unless we go into 2026 and have a bullish January and February like we did in 2021, where we had 20% ending the month of January, 32% for February, and 29% for the month of March. That is also possible there. So yet to be seen. We'll have to see how we perform going to the end of the year for the alts. But as of right now, I would imagine Bitcoin dominance is going to take the liquidity away from alts. As much as I hate to say, it's probably going to take the liquidity away, as Bitcoin tends to move towards the upside here to the next level. It's going to suck up all the liquidity like a sponge. And the alts are meant to perform during sideways period in Bitcoin. So around this area, alts were meant to perform. And the recent sideways action we had here, it was meant to perform. The problem is alts are performing. It's just on an isolated and individual basis. You have Aster, you have Plasma, you have all these little coins popping up here and there and sucking up liquidity. The problem is the liquidity is not actually flowing into the crypto markets or these crypto coins. And I do think they will at the end of the cycle. It just depends on how fast or how long it'll last. Does that mean all the coins are going to pump, or is it a select few sectors that are going to pump? Because as of right now, we take a look at these AI sector right there. It's trending sideways, which signals to me accumulation. Yes, prices aren't looking great and all that, but it doesn't matter. The structure of the chart says accumulation. It doesn't say breakdown, it doesn't say bearishness. It just says we are accumulating, which means we need more patience. One part of the equation for altcoins as well is Ethereum. And Ethereum right now has retested this liquidity zone, has reclaimed it, and we can see we're up against resistance. And we have 2 pathways here, which is to reclaim, break this resistance, come up here, and then potentially crack below to 3,500, or we can go the more bullish route and crack 5K here. So once we crack this resistance right here, I think we have more of a shot to move towards the upside, towards this 5K target and blast through it, which is going to be bullish for altcoins. And eventually they'll all pump up together. As of right now, I do think we need a little bit more patience, but going into October, I do expect the higher prices to come. It's just going to require some more days and weeks to pass by. Now, like I said, for the alts, we're in accumulation for the alts. A lot of them have gotten punished, but the good news in that is that we got to see which alts held strong during this punishment. Where are the alts that look really good after the liquidity has been drained? Because there are a few alts that have held structure, which look really good. One of which I've already talked about plenty of times. Santa on virtuals looks really good. A couple of them on ICM actually look really good. Argo looks really good. We have PQ looking really good, and a few other ICM projects as well. So we have some alts looking good, primed to go up. We're also waiting for memes to make a comeback. They're also in accumulation. You guys can see the pattern as a whole. We've got accumulation going on for many of the sectors. DeFi is more bullish as it's looking more parabolic. It's got a different structure to it, and I'm sure it's turning green right now. You can see this. We've had a push up, a continuous push up, a continuous push up, where the rest of the market for AI and memes are kind of right there. This is where memes are, and AI is. It's kind of lagging behind DeFi. So you could say DeFi is the leading sector for the altcoins. So if you're going to be interested in checking out other alts, I would say take a look at the DeFi sector, because for sure it is going to gain a lot of interest and attention and liquidity as the altcoin season begins to heat up. Moving on to the others chart, you guys can see we're still waiting to break this $320 billion barrier. Once we do that, the next target is going to be 447, and that'll just be the first target for alt season. It does look like this is going to be a very fast one. And if you guys just take a look at the past, we can see we went from 177 billion to 370, which is a 100% increase in just over a month. Now that's 100% increase, right? So this is going to be about a 50% increase. So we can do that in less than a month. So things can get really wild. You take a look at this. We did this in 45 days. So when I say we have 3 months of bullishness left in the cycle, that's 90 days. 90 days, I'm expecting us to hit to 1 trillion. Is that feasible? Let's measure that. That's about a 241%. And it's at a period of time where we're at the end of the cycle. And based on my experience, things can move incredibly fast. If you just take a look at this period in time from October, so we're into October, right? And this does go into March. We measure that. That's 144 days. And as you guys can see, we did have a bullish January, February, March, the bull run of 2021. So possibly that's on the cards right there with 144 days and a 226% increase. So that's what we might be looking at if Q1 of 2026 is on the table for us. Right now, I'm not operating under that case. I'm more operating on this blue line. We end on January 2026. So we're waiting to see if we can actually break this top, because no doubt we're going to hit resistance here, similarly to how we hit resistance here on, I think it's total 3. So you guys can see total 3 is a bit ahead of the curve, and we did hit resistance. We are facing resistance, and it is taking some time. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with others as we head into October and November. Overall though, guys, just want to say that as we head towards alt season, which is the end of the cycle at this point, there's going to be a rush of liquidity pumping in, and it's going to be very hard to time this stuff. So you got to pick your bags wisely. Jumping around and rotating is going to be extremely difficult. It's more so at that point, you simply want to pick your bag, ride it till the end, and just start pulling out money, because you don't want to leave money on the table in terms of thinking everything's going to go higher than it already has, because we're already late into the cycle. So I would say once the targets on my AI bags have hit their target, I'm simply going to be pulling out. On DeFi, I might be pulling out, and especially on memes, because memes get absolutely brutalized. So let's hope Bitcoin actually does break this all-time high and moves up to these new levels, because the faster Bitcoin does this, the faster liquidity can flow into these other coins, and that's what I'm most excited for. So short update for you guys, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.